Hello guys, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for watching. What is good? I am Jade if you're new here, and it's been a while. It has been a minute since we talked about the royal family and their mess, so let's catch up. So as you guys may or may not already know, Meghan and Harry just dropped their Netflix docuseries, and it has been the talk of the town expectedly. Like, if you did not think this was going to generate a whole bunch of conversation with a bunch of royals and royal fanatics or whatever running around thinking of what to make of themselves and their lives, then you have not been paying attention. So the docu-series just dropped and people have been trying to poke at it. That's the thing that I don't understand. They are actively trying to poke at the docu-series. They're trying to talk about how one particular emotion that went viral was people mocking or people dragging Meghan and claiming that she was mocking the queen by doing her cutesy. She was basically explaining that when she first met the queen, she didn't know how to do. She wasn't sure how to greet the queen. That she had to learn, and she was basically making a fool of herself about how she did it wrong. Basically, do you understand? So, anyways, right now the royal family, like I said, the docu-series is out and everyone is talking about it. And right now, the royal family, like, they are on a damage control, like they are on a royal damage control mission. They're bringing out the big guns this time. They're bringing out the big guns for this one because apparently they don't know what to make of themselves. They are an institution that is actively trying to gain the support of the people, not just British people, not just people in the United Kingdom, but all over the world. Because without all these countries, especially the poorer countries, the royal family are nothing. So they extort these people. They go and steal natural resources. They cut deals with leaders, corrupt country leaders, for basically to exchange your natural resources for a small fee, a small fraction that is not even going to go directly to the people of the country, but the leaders are going to pocket this money, and then the people are going to continue to suffer. Whereas the people of the UK, the people of England will enjoy the benefit from these poorer so-called third world countries. So it is very imperative that King Charles continue to be on the good side of these countries. It is very important for him to continue to be loved and accepted the way his mother was loved, accepted, and respected. So having somebody like Meghan and Harry, running around loosely, for lack of a better word, but we all know how the royal family rolls, so let's not act like we don't know. Okay, good. So having somebody or people like Meghan and Harry, loosey goosey, being free to do whatever documentary they want to do, talk about whatever they want to talk about, it is dangerous to the position of King Charles as the king, as the royal king, ruler of England and all of the Commonwealth. You understand? So it is not good. So having Meghan doing all this interview is a threat to his kingdom, to his ability to rule as a king. And that's the reason why I am so worried and so scared for Meghan, because these are people with unlimited access to funds, unlimited access to people who can do whatever, if you know what I mean. These are people who have access to unlimited funds. They can do whatever from wherever. In fact, there's even report that Princess Diana's car was remote controlled, if you know what I mean, allegedly. So these are people who have people that are loyal to them, who want to make them happy, want to please them. So that's why I'm actively always so worried about Meghan. I am always so worried. There was a report that was recently released, which basically stated that Meghan faced genuine threats. Not only did she face genuine threats, that there really were prosecution. Some of the people who were threatening Meghan were persecuted. So it was not in her head. It wasn't something that she was doing to get attention. When she decided that she and Harry decided that they were going to leave, it wasn't something that they did because they wanted attention or whatever. They were facing a clear and present threat that the people, according to the police, the former police chief, I believe it was, basically said that some of the people were prosecuted and they were sentenced. Okay, so these are actual threats that Meghan and Harry were facing. And it was because of the people, and because of the media, because the media kept printing all manner of things about Meghan and Harry, inciting the people to turn on them. And because the media kept printing all these things, this negativity, and people turned on Harry and Meghan, and a lot of them were actually willing to take it beyond just typing on social media and actually cause them serious harm. They were doing that. Okay, so these are serious things. These are serious issues. These are things with consequences. Okay, and just like the royal family want to hold on to, this royalty that they have managed for generations and generations, for centuries, the same way there are some royal fanatics who want to keep things the way they are. They don't care that they are paying all of their taxes to the royal family to live lavishly. They don't care. They just want to have something that the royal family is theirs. It is, according to them, the greatest monarch in the entire world. So they like that. They like being associated with that. And so they will stick to that. And so whenever they see an existential threat to their monarchy, somebody like Meghan, they feel threatened and they will go out of their way to actually harm, because there are a certain group of people who believe that Meghan is going to bring down the royal family because this is what they have been told. They have read so many posts, they have read so many stories, blogs, papers where they have been fed these lies that Meghan basically vowed to take the royal family down. And they don't care if this is true. They don't care to see the proof. They just care that this is the narrative. And because they're so messed up in their head, they would believe anything and they would do whatever they have to do to protect their monarchy from Meghan taking it down. Like, how is one person, how is one tiny little Meghan have all this power to take down the monarchy? Does she belong to Illuminati or something? Like, make it make sense, because none of this is making any kind of sense to me. But it'll be nice if you guys can explain this to me and make this make sense to me, because it's not making any sense. Okay. So anyways, like I was saying, the royal family is so desperate that they are even planning to release their findings from the so-called investigation that they supposedly launched after Meghan and Harry's Oprah's interview. You guys remember soon after Meghan and Harry did that Oprah interview where they all lost their minds, running around like headless chickens and stuff. Okay. They were all in hate. They were so upset. They were all kinds of things because of that interview. And so after the interview aired, some staffers, former staffers, I should say, they started coming out from the woodwork claiming that Meghan was so mean to them, that Meghan was bullying them, that Meghan was this, that, and the third. So once they started coming out, make no mistake about it, if you honestly think that those people were not paid, and obviously I'm just speaking, it's my opinion, right? If you honestly think that those people were not paid, were not compensated one way or another to come out and say all these things and make all these allegations, maybe they were not even paid. Like I said, there are so many people who are loyal to the monarchy, to the British monarch, that they will do anything. They will do it for free. once they see that whatever this person is saying about the monarch is going to be like a threat to the monarch one way or another, they will do anything to protect it. So they probably were not even paid. They were just doing it out of their love for the monarch. So they saw Meghan as a threat, as an existential threat to the monarchy. Again, like I said, there is already this messed up, bogus, false narrative being pushed around all over that Meghan has vowed to take down the monarchy. So seeing Meghan having this conversation with Oprah triggered something in them. And so they all decided that they were going to come and accuse Meghan of bullying them, of being mean to them, of this and that. Come on. Like, if you need me to tell you that those allegations were bogus, then something's wrong with you, okay? But anyways, once the staffers started complaining, and the firm then announced that they were going to launch an investigation into the allegations that Meghan was X, Y, and Z to her former staffers. So the world patiently waited for the result of this investigation, this very, very all-important investigation. The world was waiting for the result of it, and it never came. They never released the investigation. When they were asked why they didn't release the investigation, they claimed, and obviously I'm paraphrasing, they didn't want to release the findings, because it didn't really matter. They just wanted to know what the truth was. They had no intention of releasing it. They were just following protocol by basically doing the investigation. But you and I know, if you're very honest with yourself, you and I know that the only reason why they did not release that investigation is simply because there was nothing to release. There was nothing to release. Okay, many of them, they probably found out that many of those people, they just said those things because they were upset, because they felt like Meghan was going to take down the royal family. And as a result, they felt a need to protect. There was no truth. There was no validity to whatever it was that they were saying. That is where that's where I'm resting my case on, But guess what? Now that Meghan and Harry has released their docuseries, the royal family, the firm, all of a sudden now want to dig up the so-called investigation finding to use it to counter Meghan and Harry's claims during their interview. Again, it is amazing to me how the royal family, who has access to all these funds, they have access to, name it, anything. They have access to it. And they are so scared of little old Meghan. Can I be honest with you? I don't even think it's Meghan that they are worried about. They are worried, maybe they are worried about Meghan because Meghan, being married to Harry, Meghan now knows most of what Harry knows, like the secrets or whatever. So I honestly believe that this is all part of their plan to render her somebody that cannot be trusted, somebody that cannot be believed. I think that's what they are trying to do, because there is this mindset that if Harry, who grew up and lived a life as a royal, if he knows as much as he does, there is a likelihood that he would have shared some of those things with his beloved wife, and so they are worried about what Meghan knows now. They are definitely worried about it. Okay, so it is amazing. And Meghan and Harry, there's been so many different kind of criticism. Oh, you wanted to be private. You said you're leaving the royal family because, no, I don't think they were. They never even said that. Okay, they left because the British media, who were basically doing exactly what William and Kate wanted them to do, the British media launched an attack against Meghan. So she had to leave. They were facing real threats. They were facing actual threats that could have had significant impact on their life. Their lives were in danger on account of them being there. Okay? So And the royal family, the firm, nobody even tried to help them. Nobody even tried to help them resolve, because at the end of the day, it's a situation where, okay, all this time we are going to bury your secrets. You cannot eat your cake and have it. You can't tell us not to post whatever it is that we want to post about Meghan, especially considering the fact that talking about Meghan is bringing us all this traffic on her website. So you cannot tell us not to talk about Meghan. Because if we don't talk about Meghan, we are going to be talking about one of your dirty secrets. So it's a matter of compromise, okay? It becomes a situation of survival. You know, the human instinct, the basic instinct to survive kicks in. And the fam is like, well, go ahead, go to town, talk about Meghan all you want. We don't want our secrets coming out, because the paper has to make money. And if they're only showing boring stories and what somebody is wearing, they're not getting. People want to know things about the royal family. And here they are on a platter of gold. Somebody called Meghan Markle just showed up at their doorstep. And now they find that if we actually say nasty, awful things about this lady, people want to see that. People want to hear that. Okay. So they had to come to a compromise. You either let us continue to talk all kind of mess about Meghan without you interjecting or getting involved, or we start talking about you and digging up all the things that we know about you as the firm, as the royal family. So they had to decide. And so they decided to throw Meghan to the wolves. They threw Meghan to the wolves. They made her a scapegoat. That is all this is about. She is a royal scapegoat. And unfortunately, she will forever be a royal scapegoat. I pray that Meghan and Harry have a really happy married life. It doesn't even matter if Harry and Meghan separate or divorce today, tomorrow. She will forever be the royal scapegoat. That's who she is. That's who she's ever going to be now. She will forever be a distraction for the royal family. If ever they want something to hide, whatever scandal is brewing, whatever scandal is about to expose, all they need to do is make one single phone call to somebody at the Daily Mail or Sunday Times or Sunday Metro or whatever, whoever. I'm just picking out a name. All they need to do is to make a call to any one of these newspapers and just say something like, oh, Meghan ate an avocado today and she's supposed to be for the environment. Oh my gosh, she's a hypocrite. That is all. So forever and forever, Meghan will forever be a scapegoat. Meghan will forever be a scapegoat for the royal family. So it doesn't even matter. So by God, I hope that they stay married forever and forever, because that's the only thing that will make it worthwhile. All the things that she's going through, all the things that they are putting her through, staying together, loving each other, and just working through everything, all the hurdles, all the pain, all the bitterness, all the darkness, all the clouds, working together, loving each other, living in understanding and in love is their own way, is their only way of compensating themselves for all the pain, all the anguish that they have been experiencing since they both got married. So I really do hope that they stay married and they stay in love and they really, really continue to be united, because if there is one thing that I know, I mean, forget all this tabloids and the fake body language experts or whatever that you see on YouTube and everywhere else. If you really are looking at those two from a very, very from a neutral perspective, there is not a single doubt in my mind that those two love each other so much. There is not a doubt. Okay, so yeah. Harry finds strength in Meghan because she is what he needed. If she had married any one of those blondies that he was seen with, It would have been the same old, same old. He wanted something different. He has always wanted something different. He has always wanted something different. He has always wanted not to be a part of that family. So that's why I always laugh when they all of a sudden try to make this about Meghan. Oh, it was Meghan who, they called it the Megxit and stuff. It always makes me laugh because that is not true at all. We have videos, we have video documentation of other times that Harry voiced his disdain for the media, for the British media. He hates the British media. To this day, he still blames them for his mother's death. He despised the British media. So for anybody to come around and say, oh, Harry did not want Meghan did not want them to leave. That's why they left. That's a lie. Harry found a woman who was willing to support him to do what he needed to do for himself. He knew they never loved her. He knew they never. He was always despair. He has a book coming out. I can't wait to read it. I've already pre-ordered that book. I cannot wait to read it. I know that a lot of people are waiting just on the sideline so that once the book is released, they can start crying, just like they're crying now about the documentary. Okay, I know that people are just waiting so they can complain. They are complaining about the most ridiculous things. How can you watch that documentary and say that Meghan was mocking the Queen? Like, how can you say Meghan adored the Queen? She loved the Queen. And sometimes I'm like, why do you love the Queen? The Queen was nothing but, she was a colonizer. Why do you love the Queen? You know, she loved the Queen. She adored the Queen, the late Queen. She loved her. She saw her as an example of positivity. So why in God's name would you interpret what you saw her doing in that documentary as though she was mocking the Queen? That just comes from a place of hate, that nothing she ever does is going to be good enough for you. Everything she does, you're going to find a way to make it a negative, even when the intentions are just positive. You are going to find a way to make it negative. That's basically what's going on. The opera, the slamming, the insults, the dragging, all of those things are coming from a place of somebody who has already made up their mind that they're going to hate it anyways. You know, they're gonna hate it. Doesn't even matter if it's coming from a place of love. They've already made up their minds that they're gonna hate the docuseries. So even if it's something that is supposedly praising the king, the queen, or showing her respect to the queen, people are always, because they've already programmed themselves to hate it. So they're not even going to keep an open mind. But if you're watching this from a perspective of someone who's not even in any camp, you're keeping an open mind, you can actually appreciate what Meghan was trying to do in that docuseries, especially when it came to the part where she was speaking about her first meeting with the Queen. There was nothing. I'm going to do a full review on that, but because I'm having the conversation now, I just decided I wanted to throw that in. So yeah, you guys need to get off your high horse. You guys are unbelievable. Okay, so this is what it is being reported. It says Buckingham Palace has been reportedly gearing up to release a highly critical report about Meghan Markle. The palace launched an investigation into the claim that the Duchess of Sussex humiliated other royal staffers on several occasions. The firm decided not to release the finding of the report. So I'm wondering why. It's obvious that they were not doing it to protect Meghan. They did not release it because there was nothing to release. If, like, in my opinion, releasing it now is basically, in my opinion, that, oh, we're going to go and dig up this non-existent investigation, and then we're going to pad it up with all manner of accusations that will make Meghan look bad, just to be another distraction from what we are really trying to hide. That's all I think there is to this. That's all I think there is to this. So, speaking to the expressco.uk, a crisis management expert said that the Netflix series is the apex and crescendo moment in a slowly burning crisis that has been developing for over 2 years. The royals, in quotes, the royals are currently sitting on a report that is likely to be highly critical of the Duchess of Sussex, with many former royal aides that have come forward to accuse her of bullying. Like, what are they going to say that they have not already said, though? They have said everything. What have they not said? They have said so much. They have called her a bully. They have said that she's difficult to work with. They have said that she made Kate cry, which was a lie. Come to find out, according to Meghan, she didn't make Kate cry. It was the opposite. It was Kate that made her cry around her wedding, during her wedding planning time. Okay, so what are they going to say? Unless, of course, they're going to tell us that at some point, Meghan Markle, the dainty Meghan Markle, got physical. Because, yeah, you know how they always try to put this negative connotation about Black people. So maybe they're going to say that she got physical with one of the staff, because I don't know what else they can say. What are they going to say that she did? They have already said everything. They have said, they have labeled this woman all manner of things. They have labeled her pushy. They even gave her a name, Princess Pushy. They have called her all kinds of things. So this report is just basically a distraction, because nothing that these people are going to say now that they haven't already pushed out there. And to the people who keep saying how, oh, Kate never ever speaks to the media. Kate never talks to the media. She's very quiet. She's very this. You guys have no idea what you're talking about. Okay. Kate does not need to call the media. Kate does not need to do an interview telling her side of the story. She has a media team who does it for her. It is very obvious that the firm is strongly behind Kate. So they push whatever messaging that she wants them to push. So if you think that, oh, Kate is always so quiet, who do you think is responsible for all the rosy, glossy stories about Kate? Who do you think is responsible for it? Of course it's Kate. She's the one, she and her people. She has so many people doing all these things for them. And Meghan has no one. She just has herself. And so people want her to keep quiet while her image continues to be destroyed by these people who clearly has an agenda. No way. I am so thankful that she's talking. Sing, Meghan, sing like a canary and protect yourself while you're doing it. These people need to be exposed. You need to tell your truth. They have not protected you. Meghan said it, that they did not protect her. Okay, the Oprah interview, she said that the firm they even went to the firm and the firm wouldn't protect her, because the firm cannot have it both ways. They can't protect Meghan while also protecting Kate and then protecting themselves. Someone has to be the fall guy. So they made Meghan the fall guy. That's how they did it. So they could not advocate for her to be protected. The firm could not advocate for her to be protected, because if the firm says, okay, protect Meghan, then who's going to take the place of Meghan when it comes to all the bad publicity? Someone has to take it. We have to feed our readers with the most vile stories about about the royal family. So we have to use someone. They were not going to use what's it called, Prince Andrew, even though that one has the most vile things. There is no shortage of press. If they really wanted to talk about his nastiness, they wouldn't do that, because he's a member of the royal family regardless. But who is a stranger that people already have double minds about? It's Meghan. So it's a lot more easier to turn their hateful readers against Meghan, because they already they don't already like her. They were just trying to like her, pretending. And so when the rest of the world loved Meghan, when she became more popular, when she went to all these other countries and the reception and the love, Kate got jealous. And so the fix was in. That's basically what happened. Take it or leave it. That's what happened. Okay. So now I guess we have to wait and see what happens. Let me read the last bit. So the last part says, hold on, let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to see. So they don't believe that the royal family has buried the report to protect Meghan's image. It is more likely that they will have felt that there has not yet been a good timing moment to release it. So they did not bury, quote unquote, bury the report to protect Meghan. They basically did it because, they were saving it for a time, a more crucial time when they would need to like really destroy her image and bury her image. And so the reports, the findings from the so-called investigation would have served as, what is it called, a material, for them to use to bury Meghan. So that's basically, they were not, when they refused to produce the result, it wasn't because they cared so much about Meghan. When they refused to produce the findings of the investigation, it wasn't because they cared, because they were saving whatever it is that they had found. They were saving it for such a time as this, when they can use it to like bury her. And I still stand by what I said before. There is nothing there. If anything else, they just padded some things up just to save face. There is nothing. These people don't care they don't give one F about Meghan. Okay, they only care about themselves. And yeah, says the royal family has reportedly put significant effort into never being associated with the two buzzwords, referring to the couple's interview with Oprah Winfrey. So yeah, right now it's on. The war has started. And this is going to be a case of David and Goliath. We know what happened. David killed Goliath. I'm not saying that she's going to, because I know somebody's going to come here and say, oh, so now you're saying that she's going to kill the royal family. That's not what I'm saying. Read your Bible, okay? There are life lessons to learn from that, okay? But it is amazing to me how the royal family will put so much effort, they're pumping so much resources into trying to bring this person down. They are just angry that after Harry and Meghan left, they thought they were going to be out in the cold, but then they were surprised that those two have been able to stand on their own 2 feet and they're doing their own thing. So they were expecting that, oh, they will come back later, let them experience the hardship, they'll come back. And so when they realized that, little by little, those two have been doing their own thing, living their own lives, just thriving and doing well. And now they're just trying to bring them down. That's just the truth. They're just trying to bring them down because what they were expecting to see happen didn't happen. They were expecting that in a not so distant future, after Harry and Meghan left, they would have come crawling back and groveling and accepting whatever condition the royal family was going to impose on them. But they have seen that hasn't happened. And to the people saying, oh, why is Harry making money? Why is Harry and Meghan making money from writing a book about his story? Of course, it's his story. Of course. Of course, William and Kate will never have to worry about that because, they have all this money. They have the British people's money. So, of course, they have to survive. They have to live their life. And if writing a book about their story is going to make them financially safe, protected, by God, please, Harry and Meghan, write 1, write 10, write 15 books, write everything. I will be here to support you. So on that note, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much. I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye.